Peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High house shall us where is blessing all day. By His mercies we are unconsumed. We're alive in the Most High house shall's body, and two we're naturally alive, man. And I want to get into this, man, because shout out to brother Kwame Call and Shalimar. I think they're doing the camp now, live now, but I wanted to get touch on this because today's the 29th, and I was just thinking about this the other day. Actually, they said this right. They said briefly in their camp in their video too as well, man. Shit, but yeah, man, like, and this is like honestly like contentment how the Most High house shot is, man. Like compared to Satan's kingdom, man, honestly, because we gonna look at this, man. Also, too, like what your house shot said, Matthew 6:25. That's an example. We can find out just how it's all in the volume of the book, man. Like the testimony, the witness, like everything is talking to be found throughout the book, because the whole book is about the Most High house shot, man. Like we all say, the gospel, the testimony, the witness, the new covenant, all that stuff, man. So, but this too. This is like honestly like with Satan's and Esau's kingdom and Satan's kingdom, honestly, the kingdom of the serpent, man, like in the world of the serpent, this current world, current society, man. And once you just constantly keeping like consumers and constantly get the new thing, get this, like man, I just remember hearing the DMX interview, interview, because he was talking about like the rap game at that point or this. He said, "Oh, buy this, get this." Why? He said, "Man, whatever happened, just like being like this the deep and upstanding individual, honor and integrity, or like your skills and things of that nature." But he said that in an interview. But anyway, just get this, buy this, like always how they had the new thing, because that's how Satan kicks his game. Like the lust desires more, and how most of your house is opposite. The less. No, I'll get it on a natural tip as human beings, like we like buying things, because actually I need to work on that, honestly, because the whole like shopaholic type of thing, man, type of spirit, man, like constantly like spending on things, man, like I kind of got to work on that too. Like, and you can see something. I kind of get that from my mom, to be honest, because that's the quality my mom has, and I kind of got that. But yeah, man. But anyway, because I haven't noticed that until like a friend of mine, she pointed that out. I was like, what, you kind of right. I kind of need to work on that. But she said, didn't say in a bad way, but it's something to take take in mind, especially in the word, the Most High house shot, being the servant of the Most High house shot, being in His wall, because that overindulgence in things, like that's just not a balanced type of deal. But anyway, man, so yeah, dang, what was I gonna say? But yeah, Satan always does want more, this and this and this. That's why he walks to and fro and the tempter, and walking to and fro as a lion. But but the Most High house shots, it was on the morning prayers, like the John 14:27. Remember the peace that I left with you, the comfort, to be comforted, be like he says in Sirach, Philippians, and Maccabees, and all over the word, man. Be content, whatever estate that you in, man. But let's get this too, because you know what? We're going to get this in Matthew 26:25. Then you're going to look at this in an example of the law, man, how he did that. That's crazy, man. Every time, like, when the word is brought out, my cat is just quiet or she's asleep, Ironically enough, her name is Spirit, and she's an all-white cat. So, like all white robes, like, those that have the Spirit. This is crazy, man. It's crazy, too, like, in my other, like, because her name was really supposed. I was thinking about Ryder for her, like Ryder, like Rough Riders DMX, or the Ryder, like the truck company. I was thinking that was the name, like back in 2020 when we got her. But like then I was like, no, it's Spirit. Then she's all white. Then my sister's dog, his name is I think either somebody, it was one name there too. It was something else, or Asher. I was like, no, Asher, because it means be happy, be blessed, Asher, and it's like just perfect, and that's an all white dog too. So anyway, enough about that. I'm sorry, I just kind of looked over, and kind of noticed that, but anyway, my Matthew chapter 6 and verse 25, because get this too. It says, yep. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought of your life, what ye shall eat, what ye shall drink, not yet for your body, what ye shall ye put on. It is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment. So see, but there's an example of this in the law. We about to get this, because Deuteronomy chapter 29. Because then he said, listen, neither garment or shoe wax old, like in the wilderness, man. So yeah, let's get to Deuteronomy 29. So we always got an example of this, man. That's how he comes to, like, that's how we was dealing with him the whole time, and dealing with the Most High house trying to deal with him the whole time, man. Like, that's just crazy, because what it is too. And now it's just like, that's the difference between the Most High Yahshua's kingdom and the Satan's kingdom. Or like even that wasn't, well, that during that time, that wasn't the kingdom, that was just a rest, like being in the promised land, because on the way to the promised land, like, man, you don't have to worry about that. Like, you have example about that, man. So let's grab this too, like, Deuteronomy chapter 29. Chapter 29 and verse 5, it says, I have led you 40 years in the wilderness, and your clothes are not waxing old upon you, and thy shoe have not waxed old upon thy foot. So exactly, man. Yeah, you have not drinking bread. Verse 6, you have not drink bread, neither drunk wine or strong drink, that ye may know that I'm the Lord your God. So yeah, man. But see, notice how it said, like, listen, like the same thing said in Matthew, but no, there's an example of that, man, right here. Like, because listen, he gave you know it is too. And that's the thing, and that's where that Proverbs comes in. Because listen, even the manna, that's another thing, another video for another day with the manna thing, and how Shah was that. Of course, we know in John 6, but how he was that daily manna, honestly. But but that's another story for another day. But notice how even in Wisdom of Solomon, even like in that we can, like, even with the manna and the quail, everything, it could taste it however you want to taste, man. But that still wasn't enough, man. We still, like, and that going back to Egypt, that was pretty much of the world, man. That was pretty much signifying going back to the world, man. Like, that's that bread of wickedness that Proverbs talks about. But also too, that's where that Proverbs kicks in. The odds of men are never satisfied, man. Because I remember Mike Epps said in an interview, man. He said, "Listen, man, it could be, you could give everybody anything, man, but it'll still never be enough, man. It's just never enough." So yeah, man, that's what it is. What it is. That's why the Most High in Yahushua doesn't even. Let's get this in Proverbs 29, honestly, because I was looking at this, today, man. Because listen. This is why he follows his own principles. Yep. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 29 verse 21. Good news. It says, if you give servants everything they want from childhood, and someday they will take over everything you own. So yeah, exactly. So know what this is too, like, on a spiritual level, like, it's going into how, like, honestly, because even in Hosea 11, it goes into, even though it's talking about Yahushua, Hosea 11 verse 1, it says, when Israel was a child, then I loved him and called him my son out of Egypt. So see, we was just like, even though it's talking about Yahushua, but this, look at this in this context, like, we was children, like, because he's reintroduced himself, like, in Egypt, man. So, like, but he said that's why he didn't. He actually did give you, like, he did give us. It could the quail, the manna could taste however he want, but it still wasn't enough, man. So, and plus, like, our ancestors and forefathers, they didn't really like him. Honestly, that's just that's another story for another day. But pretty much, man, the point being is that you could give, like, somebody everything, like, you don't give anybody everything that they want, man, because honestly you're heading them for a road to destruction. This in life, where you in the word or out the word, man. Because honestly, man, that's why, like, there's importance in, like, not getting everything that you want, the stuff that you need, man, because that's what the Most High Yahushua is going to do. Like, he just get that Proverbs 30 and 8. He's going to give us what we need, not too much that we forget about him in Yahushua, and two, not too little that we blaspheme their name, man, honestly. But that's just is what it is. And there's power in being told no, not giving everything you want, getting rejected, man. Like me getting rejected growing up, not getting everything I want, man. Like that, there's actually glory in that, man. Because I being working with this, being around, seeing other people in life, like, I can't encounter and still encounter in life. I'm pretty sure you are brothers and sisters too, as well. And also too, Esau and people in corporate America, man, you can see they got everything they got everything that they wanted, man. But just like I was listening to Biggie, like, sky's the limit the other day, man. He said, listen, a nigga never has been more broke than me, and I like that, man. Pretty much he's saying, man, I never did, like, get everything I want, man. I never had that stuff, but you know what? I'm glad I did, man, because it taught me a lot. Honestly, it actually prepares you for reality. You're not gonna get everything that you want, as long as you got what you need, man. Honestly, man, and that just is what it is, man. So, yeah, man. But pretty much, man, that's the difference between the Osai Haushas, kingdom, and, like, the kingdom, and, like, how they operate against how Satan operates. Because even the whole Matthew 4, Matthew 4, when Satan tempted Yahushua, man, like, not only was it like, he tried to give him something that was always promised to him, because he had, and like, all Yahushua understand the spirit and of patience, man, like, and that's one of the fruits of spirit, honestly. In the Revelation, he says, blessed like those that have waited, man. That's just, it is what it is. I don't know why he just came to me like that, but anyway, yeah, that's just is what it is. But also, it's the fact that Satan was just trying to Yahushua was content with what he already had, man. Like, he made him support so we can get rich in the faith, man. Like, honestly, so like that's just is what it is, man. So, yeah, man, that's just is what it is. It's all about contentment. That's how the Most High Yahushua moves, and like because it's always like the new this, the new Jordans, the new this, the new iPhone, the new this, new that. No, and then don't get twisted. That's the business. That's what it is. But it's constantly that. But the Most High Yahushua, listen, like 40 years y'all had the same shoe and things of that nature, and that like you good, man. Like same thing. Don't. And then somebody need to work on, man. It's just like constantly like going after that, man, because that's where like that constantly overindulgence in things, man. But oh yeah, hopefully this is edifying, man. Shoot, much love to y'all brothers and sisters. So yeah, so peace.